Hi, I'm so excited to share this with you because I have created something for you, the parents, that parents have always wondered and always ask me all the time. How do you get my kids to listen to you and I have to yell or I have to say everything 5 times to do it? And I tell them it's super, super simple, right? That it's not me being louder, it's not me being scarier. I just actually use one rule that I'm going to show you right now on how to use it at home in your dinner table in the next 7 days so you can get the same results at home. And this is about saying less and getting more, right? Because if your house looks like mine used to look, it'd be 7 o'clock in the morning and I would be within 10 minutes of getting everybody up there, I'll be yelling, go, go, go. We gotta go. We gotta go. We're gonna be late, 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 late. And I would start the day with such stress and such that I never really would fully recover for the rest of the day. Right? Or you're working with your homework and you can't get the homework done, or homework time becomes this whole thing that it doesn't have to become because it's a knockdown drag out fight. You're trying to help them. They're not listening. They're looking at their phones. They're fighting the process, right? Or maybe it's just dinner and you just want them to put their phone down. You just want them to have a conversation with you. And they're acting like you just wanted to cut off their arm, right? So all of these situations happen in households everywhere. And the worst part is those are the moments that you're missing out on building something really great with your kids, right? And so I want you to have those moments without all of the stress and the anger and the power struggle. And I want those moments to be like the nuggets that you remember. So I want you to know right now, you are not a bad parent. And your kids are not bad kids, right? They're not. They're not. You are not. But you have put a system in place that is creating that in your house. And that's what I want to help you redefine for yourself, right? The missing piece is a system that you create with your family as your family standard. And once you have it, it's going to change everything, right? In the karate school, we use our black belt minds. I use my black belt mind everywhere. I had to use my black belt mind at Christmas to make that banana pudding, right? Black belt mind is just simply that mind and that mindset that you're not going to quit and that you're going to do first time, best time. You're going to take action the first time you're asked, and you're going to do it with excellence, whatever excellence looks like for you. And it's not that the black belts, you wait, you do it when you feel like it, you do it eventually. No, if the black belts are leaders, and I expect them to act like leaders, and leaders take action when they're asked. Now, here's why it works. It works because you are actually setting it as the expectation. Like you are saying that you expect them to listen to you. So in the karate school, they walk in, I expect them to follow my directions. And now I have had some students come in, or potential students come in, that do not want to follow my directions. And they can do that too. However, I don't teach them. I have had students during a intro lesson tell me, no, they're not doing that. And I say, it's no, ma'am, and that's fine. But if we do that, then I can't do this. Do you want to try? And then I say no. And then I say, great, well, then our lesson is over. And then I end the lesson. And I can't tell you how many times they've looked at me as if, you're not gonna let me hit the stuff? No, it's my stuff, my rules. You have to follow directions. You have to do what I ask. So when you have that and you set that expectation and you follow through, that's the very first step. Because you're telling them you're not angry, you're not yelling, you're just calmly saying, this is what we do. This is who we are. And when you do that, the brain starts expecting it and starts to expect that that's what has to be done. Now, part 2 of the one rule is you have to deliver it like a black belt, not a frustrated parent. So what does that even mean, right? So it means you're calm and you're confident and you know that you're not going to argue. I think in my book, I How to Punch Phil in Your Face, I talk about like Training Day was the best movie ever for me. It's really what helped me start modeling this behavior at home. When Denzel Washington was like, you want to go to jail, you want to go home? And I was like, I love that. I love that because you set it out in a way that You're expecting them to listen. And if they need options, you're giving them the options that you want for success. So I don't yell. I don't start the drill. If for some reason I ask them to do something and it's not done, then I just calmly say, that was not first time, best time. That was not with excellence. And then I restate the standard and we do it again. I'm not yelling. I'm not screaming. I'm not hollering. I'm not angry. I'm not frustrated. My body language is saying, this is what's happening. This is what I expect. And now we have to do it again. And you can do the same thing at home, right? You can do the same thing at home. When you're asking for something, you're going to say, I need you to put your shoes on now. Say it like you mean it. Your kid's going to feel that difference. You're going to sound like someone that they're supposed to listen to, not like you're begging and pleading and negotiating with them to get it out the door. I always like to put here, and when I talk about this with parents, is some kids need a little bit more information. And so you can just say, I need you to put your shoes on now so we can, and then whatever it is. They need a broader view, and that's okay to do. You're still not negotiating. You're just giving them a little bit more perspective and just observing your children and how that happens works. And then the last part of this simple system is the physical piece. It's a physical signal. So when I'm giving direction to my students as a black belt, expecting them to have a black belt mind, I am standing as a 4th degree black belt. I'm standing as Master Hoff. And I'm standing in a position, I'm holding my body in such a way that I expect them to do, period. So your physicality and how you're holding your body is important. But not only how you're holding your body, the words, like what are the tone? Are you confidently and calmly saying it? Or has your voice risen to that place, right? To where like it's a little high when you get angry, right? You feel yourself on the verge of yelling, right? That's what you get to do. And you can use a physical signal, like when you walk to the door. I like to use phrases, like in the karate school, we use chumbi. We use sichak to begin, chumbi to rest, to get ready for instructions. Find that language for your family, borrow mine until you get your own, and implement, like we're going to have a black belt morning, so let's go. Let's get your shoes on because we're having a black belt morning, right? Like those are the things, the physical consistency of what you say every time means your kid's brain is going to be trained to take action when they hear that. So putting it all together for you, this one rule and its 3 pieces is number 1, you set the one clear expectation. You speak it clearly and confidently and once. And then you use a consistent signal, whether it's the physical movement or it's the phraseology, so that it's triggering their brain. Oh, this means we got to go. And that's literally it. That's what we do in the karate school. And you can use this starting tomorrow. Okay. Now, I started developing all of these things outside of the karate school with my kids. I'm the mother of sons, and one of my sons is like his dad, who can wake up and be like he's been awake for hours. And my other son is like his mother. We need a little bit more time to get going, right? And so I would experience mornings like that where I would just be so stressed by the time I got out the door that it impacted my whole day. So implementing this system for me, I would and have, I'll just use a specific example for my son who liked to be like his mother and wait too long. I told him, we are leaving at whatever time it was, I can't remember. If you are not ready, I'm going to leave you. He was not ready, and I left him. And I did not allow him to make up the schoolwork for what he missed. However, I never had to do that to him again, because he knew when I said, if you are not ready by this time, I will leave you. Because I did. I left him on the front porch, trying to put on his shoes, trying to flag me down while I was at the stop sign. Now, some of you might not be comfortable doing that, and that's completely okay. My point with telling you this is that once I set the expectation and I followed through with what I said, it taught my son that is the expectation, and she's going to follow through with what she said, right? It doesn't have to be that dramatic, but I'm the mother of sons. The mother of sons get it. Sometimes we have to be that dramatic, but that is the simplicity, I never had to do that with him again. He always knew that he timed himself, and he did his things to get into the car and the time frame that I said. So that is how it can work. Now, I didn't yell, I wasn't angry. And I also wasn't stressed when I got in the car when that happened. Okay? And when things like that happen, sure, some mothers thought that was the most horrible thing. Be okay with owning your space and doing what you need to do for your family, and not worry about other people judging you for it. Because from that point forward, I had completely different mornings. And that's what's most important, right? It didn't change overnight. There was a lot of reps involved in there, practicing, learning, observing, listening, making mistakes. And it takes time. It takes time, but it moves the needle in the direction that you want to go. That's what this does. It helps you take control. It helps you set standards for your family. It helps you start moving in the direction that you want to go. Now, I tell you this will work in 7 days because I know that it will, because it works with people I just meet, and it works with my kids, and it works with my grandkids, and I've done this hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. You say something once, and your kids are going to do it. And it's going to be when you ask, and it's going to be the first time, and you're not yelling, and you're calm, and your kids aren't defensive. They're just responding to the energy that you're bringing them. And that helps you create a completely different relationship with your kids. You don't become the bad guy, and they're not the disobedient kids or the defensive child. And you're the person who has clear standards, and your kids rise to meet them, and they always will. I see it over and over and over again. And that's how you create respect in your home. So in 7 days, you're going to get that, because I mark it out. I make it super, super simple, because I'm not talking about a course that you are going to just put in your email box and never watch. I'm giving you an action plan like you can implement immediately. So you've got 7 days. Every day has a specific pain point that you're going to tackle. I tell you exactly what you're going to say, exactly how to implement it, exactly what to do when they push back, and exactly what the focus of the moment is, so that you know what the win is. Okay? You're also going to get a deeper dive into why what I'm asking you to do works, right? And it's going to be around, and then set it up so that you can choose your most painful point first. Okay? You're going to get the system formatted for home that shows you the one rule that you're teaching, how to introduce it to your child, and what to expect every day. You're going to get the scripts with exactly what to say, right? The Black Belt morning script for wake up, how to do your homework, the chore script, the screen time boundary script, and even your bedtime script. You don't have to figure anything out. It's done. You just use it. You can just print it out and read it confidently and calmly. And then you're going to get our Black Belt listening checklist. And it's just a home version of the Karate School rules, where you can print and post it. And you and your kids can see it every day and know what the standard is. And then I even include frequently asked questions, like how to troubleshoot if it's not going right, what to do, how to fix it, like what are the mistakes, where should you look, and answer the questions that you're going to have when implementing this system. I made it something that's doable, easy to start, easy to begin, easy to implement, right? Because we do this in our Black Belt Mind training in our karate school, and I'm pulling it out and making it our Black Belt Leadership Lab, so you can do the same techniques at home. Why this is great is because once you set the baseline, then you can start building, because we equip leaders. And to equip leaders, we've got to get them to where we have the respect and we have the place where we're not talking at each other. And once we have that place, then you can start teaching them the other parts of leadership, right? We're teaching them self-leadership. We're teaching them the importance of showing up. And all of this is in the Black Belt Leadership Lab. But that's where this comes from. This is the very first foundational piece. So I know what you're thinking. Yeah, okay, I'm not a black belt. I'm not Master Huff. And this is not going to work. My kids are different. They won't listen to me no matter what I say. They just don't. And here's what I want you to know about that. That every single kid, even the shy ones to the ones who push and push, to the inquisitive ones, they all respond to expectations when they know what they're supposed to do. Some of them do need the why, right? That's just a communication thing. Some of them need the why. That some of them need the context. You're not explaining what you're asking. You're giving them the why so that they can understand it, if that makes sense. And that's completely a communication thing. And that's completely you being able to be out of your emotions to understand how your child communicates best, right? We go over that in another one of the courses, and we talk about that a lot in our Black Belt Leadership Lab too, because you have to understand how you receive information as well, okay? Your kid is not different, and the rule you just haven't set this rule yet, and you haven't given them that context. Or you might even be thinking, this is going to take forever, ever, and it doesn't. It really, really doesn't. You can start tomorrow. And it's not doing anything different but reframing how you show up, what you say, and how you frame the expectation. That's it. It does all the heavy lifting for you. You just need to follow it. It's meant to be printed and carried around, right? And it's not adding to your schedule, I promise. It's going to make your schedule easier. And then you might say, well, but yeah, is it worth $97? Maybe. It depends on what you want, right? If you get 1 week of mornings without yelling, is that worth $97? Or 1 week of homework time that doesn't turn into a fight, where you can actually get to know your child and see them in a completely different way? Or 1 week of your kids responding and being helpful and you learning how to acknowledge that and how to get that so that you get more of it? Is that worth it to you? I don't know. It could be. It could not be. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to go ahead and click the link. Check it out, right? To give yourself a chance to end the yelling and get some black belt listening in your house. Give yourself a chance to take control of your house so that you can have some calm and you can see your amazing kids for the amazing people they're going to become. So remember, you're going to get your action plan. You're getting all the scripts. You're getting a checklist. I'm walking you through a deep dive of every single one of the scripts so you understand why they work. And I'm even giving you like a troubleshooting play, answering your questions on when it's not working, where to look and where to focus. And you can start tomorrow. You can follow the plan, find the spot. If it's screen time, if you got mornings covered, great. But homework is a problem, go to homework. If you've got screens down, but bedtime's a problem, go to bedtime, right? I've even included some bonuses in there for you from our Raising Resilient Kids that will give you ideas and exact playbooks on how to make the moments that we talk about in the course, to make the moments that you'll cherish, that'll be the special times that when your kids get older, they'll remember, because it's about the moments. The moments are what build the memory. So if you have questions, you can always book a call and I can answer those. And I'll help you figure out where you're struggling. You can go to pickyourfight.org, take your assessment list. I've got some free tools there. My whole goal is for you to stop yelling and start having a kid who listens. And you can do it today. Your Black Belt Mornings can be here. You just get to choose something different. I hope that I see you in there.